The year is 2013, and an enigmatic and lethal epidemic begins to engulf the world. It manifests as an inexplicable terror of venturing outdoors. The moment individuals breach the sanctity of their homes, a swift and horrifying demise awaits them. The repercussions of this inexplicable phenomenon are catastrophic, transforming once vibrant streets into eerie, lifeless wastelands. The fear is so paralyzing that cities and towns worldwide descend into desolation, devoid of any signs of human activity, as a grim and mysterious malaise takes hold of civilization. Mark Delgado, our resilient protagonist, is ensnared within the confines of his workplace, a self-imposed sanctuary for 3 long months. His existence relies on resourcefulness as he scours the cafeteria for sustenance and collaborates with fellow survivors in a desperate bid to excavate a passageway to the subway. The subway represents a glimmer of hope, a potential haven from the lethal terrors lurking outside. One fateful day, a petty thief shatters the monotony, stealing a GPS device from a nearby car. This brazen act jolts Mark, stoking a fiery determination to accelerate the construction of their escape route. Mark became quite upset when he noticed someone had stolen a GPS device from a car. Fueled by frustration, he decided to confront his boss, Enrique, who happened to possess the coveted GPS. They had a private conversation about the situation, during which Mark expressed his strong desire to use the GPS to locate his girlfriend, Julia. In an attempt to persuade Enrique, Mark offered him some valuable supplies as a trade-off. Initially hesitant, Enrique eventually agreed to the arrangement. As Mark and Enrique embarked on their perilous journey through the dimly lit subway tunnels, they soon realized the indispensable value of the GPS device. In this new, desolate world, traditional means of communication had ceased to function, rendering the GPS their sole lifeline for navigation. The tunnels themselves teemed with fellow survivors, each with their own tales of hardship and despair. Along their path to what they hoped would be safety, they encountered various perils, even the ominous sound of gunshots echoing through the underground passages, serving as a constant reminder of the dangers that lurked in the shadows. As Mark and Enrique ventured through the dark subway tunnels, Mark found himself reflecting on the days before the epidemic. He thought about his relationship with Julia and a particular incident that had caused strain between them. It was a day when he had chosen to prioritize his work over a planned dinner date with her, leading to a heated argument and hurt feelings. While navigating the underground passages, they occasionally caught glimpses of news reports on abandoned screens, hinting at the dire situation in the outside world. These reports highlighted people succumbing to fear and isolation, foreshadowing the impending global catastrophe. Mark couldn't help but wonder how different things might have been if he had made different choices in his life, especially in his relationship with Julia. The memories of their disagreements and missed opportunities weighed heavily on his mind as they continued their journey. In the present, Mark and Enrique navigate the labyrinthine sewers, eventually emerging beneath Mark's apartment building. To their surprise, the building now shelters other survivors seeking refuge from the deadly epidemic. Among them is Mark's peculiar neighbor from before, creating a tense encounter. An altercation ensues, but Mark and Enrique successfully secure their apartment, determined to protect their newfound sanctuary in this rapidly changing world.
Черт! Что за... Кто это такие?
Inside the apartment, Mark embarks on an emotional journey. While searching for any signs of Julia, he stumbles upon a poignant discovery, a hidden ultrasound picture that reveals she was pregnant. This revelation hits him like a ton of bricks, making him reevaluate his previous stance on parenthood. Mark now understands that his reluctance to have children wasn't rooted in a genuine aversion, but rather in the overwhelming fear of protecting their offspring in a world dominated by fear and uncertainty. In the present, as Mark and Enrique journey towards the hospital where Enrique's father lies incapacitated, they engage in heartfelt conversations. Enrique expresses his deep concern about passing away without ever having the chance to connect with his father on a profound level. In response, Mark shares his own anxieties about the prospect of becoming a parent amidst the harsh and perilous conditions of their world. Their candid exchange of fears strengthens their bond and camaraderie on this arduous journey. Continuing their journey, Mark and Enrique encounter a fearsome bear in their path. With hearts hearts pounding, they must rely on their wits and teamwork to outmaneuver the colossal beast. In a tense moment of survival, they devise a cunning plan. Enrique distracts the bear, while Mark finds an opportunity to jab it with a makeshift spear. The bear, injured and disoriented, retreats, allowing the pair to escape its clutches. This harrowing ordeal strengthens their trust and determination to face the trials of their post-apocalyptic world together. Upon finally reaching their intended destination, the hospital, they are met with a devastating sight. The building lies in ruins, consumed by flames. Overwhelmed by grief and despair, Enrique contemplates taking his own life as he believes there's nothing left to live for. However, Mark steps in as a steadfast friend, persuading Enrique of his enduring importance as a companion and source of support in this harsh world, ultimately dissuading him from self-destruction. Continuing the narrative, Mark embarks on a solo mission to locate Julia within the confines of a mall where she had been employed. Within this post-apocalyptic setting, he confronts hostile survivor groups, leading to escalating tensions and outbreaks of violence. During his quest, Mark crosses paths with Julia's friend Andrea, who discloses that Julia had left for a medical appointment but hasn't returned since. Tragically, Andrea meets her end in a harrowing accident. Undeterred by these challenges, Mark persists in his relentless search for Julia amidst the chaos and uncertainty that surrounds them. Mark's relentless search for Julia finally bears fruit as he spots her across the street from the mall. Their reunion is a poignant moment of joy amid the chaos that surrounds them. In stark contrast, Enrique's condition worsens, and he faces the grim reality of his imminent death. However, in an act of selflessness, Enrique urges Mark to prioritize his family and embrace the chance to be with Julia once again. Mark and Julia find refuge in a nearby building, establishing a life centered on survival. They rely on collecting rainwater and cultivating Enrique's seeds for sustenance. Over time, they welcome the birth of their child, a symbol of hope in the midst of chaos. Remarkably, the child exhibits a remarkable resilience against the crippling fear that plagues others, representing the potential for a brighter future in this grim reality. Years pass, and a band of young wanderers stumbles upon Mark and Julia's refuge. Seeing an opportunity for their son to explore the world beyond their sheltered existence, Mark and Julia make the difficult decision to let him join the newcomers. It's a symbolic act of hope, as they believe that the younger generation holds the potential to begin the arduous task of rebuilding society and restoring some semblance of normalcy in a world marred by fear and isolation. Thank you for joining us for this movie recap. If you love staying updated on the latest in movies and entertainment, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. Stay tuned for more exciting recaps and analysis. Don't miss out. Subscribe now for your cinematic fix.